Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next hour. Members of Parliament carry strong message of zero tolerance against terrorism as India begins its diplomatic outreach on Operation Sindoor. First two delegations of the 7 arrive in Japan and UAE. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to virtually inaugurate 103 Amrit railway stations. Redeveloped Amrit stations across India will boost comfort, connectivity and celebrate our glorious culture. Donald Trump seeks explanation from South Africa's Ramaphosa over white genocide claims. Ramaphosa denies that his country confiscates land from white farmers. Fifth round of US-Iran nuclear talks set for Friday in Rome. Iran insists it won't stop enriching uranium. And Tottenham Hotspur win first trophy in 17 years by beating Manchester United 1-0 in Europa League finals. As India's Operation Sindoor global outreach began on Wednesday, first delegation led by Janata Dal United MP Sanjay Jha reached Japan. Leaders accompanying Sanjay Jha are BJP MPs Aprajita Sarangi, Brijlal, Himang Joshi and Pradhan Barua. Trinamool Congress Abhishek Banerjee and ex-diplomat Mohan Kumar, CPI-M John Brittas and Congress veteran Salman Khurshid. Later on, the delegation will head to Indonesia, Malaysia, the Republic of Korea and Singapore. The second delegation, headed by Shiv Sena MP Shrikant Shinde, reached United Arab Emirates. The delegation, consisting of BJP MP Bansuri Swaraj, Atul Garg, Bar Council Chairman Manan Kumar Mishra, former parliamentarian SS Ahluwalia, Mohammad Bashir, BJD MP Sasmit Patra and former diplomat Sujan Chinoy will also visit Congo, Sierra Leone and Liberia. And over the next few days, as many as 7 delegations will visit several countries to address policymakers, elected representatives and audiences. This outreach follows India's airstrikes in Pakistan under Operation Sindoor carried out to avenge the Pahalgam terror attack in which 26 innocents were killed. Moving on, marking a historic leap towards modernizing Indian railways, Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate 103 redeveloped railway stations under Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. The Amrit stations will boost comfort, connectivity and celebrate our glorious culture. Inauguration of 103 redeveloped Amrit stations in 86 districts across 18 states and union territories of India, developed at a cost of over Rs 1,100 crore. Over 1,300 stations are being redeveloped with modern facilities designed to reflect regional architecture and enhance passenger amenities under Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. The redeveloped Amrit stations across India integrate modern infrastructure with cultural heritage, passenger-centric amenities, including those for Divyangjan, and sustainable practices to enhance the travel experience. Under Amrit Bharat scheme, Kuliturai railway station in Kanyakumari district, which belongs to the Thiruvananthapuram railway division, has been upgraded. A 10 meters long national flag pole has also been installed. All construction work has been set up in the style of Tamil Nadu at the request of the passengers. The spacious passenger waiting room is also set up. A large form of digital board has been set up to find out the arrival and departure of the trains. Travellers and people of Kuliturai are delighted with the upgraded railway station, which is the second largest commercial city of Kanyakumari district. And Bagalkot railway station has been redeveloped under the Amrit Bharat station scheme at a cost of around Rs 16.06 crore. It now features a modern station building, improved passenger amenities, dedicated parking, upgraded platforms, lifts, escalators and a wide foot-over bridge, offering a comfortable and accessible travel experience. Now, Bundi railway station in Rajasthan has undergone a major redevelopment under Amrit Bharat Yojana, blending heritage with modern amenities. Bundi, famous for its paintings and forts, has been redeveloped into a beautiful, organized and passenger-friendly station. The iconic Bundi painting style is being showcased, giving the station a unique identity. Notably, its station selected in Rajasthan reflects the state's folk art, culture and traditions. Anjam Jodhpur city in Gujarat now boasts a railway station equipped with modern amenities and state-of-the-art infrastructure. Thanks to the Amrit Bharat station scheme, the station has been redeveloped, enhancing connectivity to the other cities. Known for its famous Karni Mata temple, the small town of Deshnok in Bikaner is all set to host the Prime Minister of India. After the tremendous success of Operation Sindoor, Prime Minister will present a bouquet of development projects, including 103 Amrit Bharat stations along with Deshnok railway station. DD India's Vishal Barrister brings us this report.
Deshnok railway station is getting ready for the big day. Redeveloped keeping in mind the rich history and culture of Bikaner, the station has a special gallery showcasing the war heroes of independent India. Deshnok is one of the 103 Amrit stations that would be dedicated to the nation by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on May 22nd. The station redevelopment bouquet includes development projects worth 27,000 crores across India.
These used to be very small stations, and what station now it is, we have matched both the old as well as the new one, and the kind of matching what has been done, the kind of importance to our hero and the salutes, what you can see here, what we have given, really it is wonderful.
Before inaugurating the station, Prime Minister Modi would also offer his prayers at the world-famous Karni Mata Mandir. The 16th century temple is known for its rats called Kaaba. According to the legend, spotting a white rat is considered to be auspicious.
650 साल हमारे मंदिर को बने हुए हैं और मंदिर की स्थापना के बाद में पहले पीएम है जो हमारे देशनोक मां करनी के दर्शन के लिए आ रहे हैं, तो उसके लिए मैं पीएम साहब का बहुत-बहुत हार्दिक आभार और अभिनंदन करना चाहूँगा.
The pilgrims thronging the temple are very excited over the visit of the Prime Minister. People here are expressing their solidarity for Operation Sindoor. Deshnok falls under Bikaner, which is strategically located on the western front, sharing the border with Pakistan.
हमको बहुत ही ज़्यादा खुशी है क्योंकि हम दिल से उनका सम्मान करते हैं. उन्होंने हमारे देश के लिए काफ़ी कुछ किया है और अभी जस्ट ऑपरेशन सिंदूर जो चल रहा था उसमें भी उन्होंने काफ़ी अच्छा योगदान दिया अपना.
प्रधानमंत्री जी हमारे तेजस्वी युवाओं के प्रति ज़्यादा सोचते हैं, ये सोच उनकी मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी लगती है. और एक उनका जो यात्रा करने का तरीका है, सब जगह जा जाकर सबसे मिलना जुलना और नई सोच विकसित करना, तो वो मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद है.
अनाया, ये बताओ प्राइम मिनिस्टर कैसे लगते हैं आपको?
अच्छे.
क्यों?
क्योंकि वो हमसे बहुत प्यार करते हैं और मेरे जैसे बच्चों से बहुत प्यार करते हैं.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be the first Prime Minister to offer his prayers and worship here. People are so excited because Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his leadership has shown the world that Operation Sindoor is only a trailer that India has to offer for its enemies. With cameraman Vicky Rajput in Deshnok, this is Vishal Barrister for DD India.
All right, we'll go across to Bikaner in Rajasthan. DD India's Lakshay Arya is joining us to talk more on this. Lakshay, Prime Minister Modi will inaugurate 103 Amrit railway stations through video conference. It is indeed a landmark day for India's railway infrastructure. What do we know about Amrit stations and what major changes have been made in redevelopment?
Well said. It's a big historic day for not only for the railway stations, the railways of India, but also the land of Bikaner. PM will visit to the Bikaner. He will also inaugurate the Deshnok railway station, along with Deshnok railway station. He will also inaugurate 103 Amrit Bharat stations across the country. So not only for the country, but also it's a big moment for the Bikaner to host the PM after the Operation Sindoor. People right here are quite excited. They are quite welcoming to, the things are all ready for the PM visit. What's important for the Deshnok station? Deshnok is all known for its Karni Mata temple. The temple is 16th century old, and the people across the country has a huge belief for the temple and for the deity. PM is not the PM is the first PM. Narendra Modi will be the first PM to have a visit at Karni Mata temple. So that will be a very auspicious and very important day for the people and the people who believe in the Deshnok. Parallelly, the reason behind the development and redevelopment of the Deshnok station is it's called to parallelly develop the religious sites, religious monuments, and also the places who have not only religious sentiment but also have architectural and heritage impact across the country. So, right, the station at the Deshnok is developed and redeveloped accordingly to the architecture of the Bikaner. Bikaner is all known for its red stones. The Deshnok station has been built in the red stone. The architecture and the sculpture has been maintained in the side that to keep the viewers and keep the passengers, to give them a sight of the architecture of Bikaner, architecture of Rajasthan. So each and every station of the Amrit Bharat will depict the architecture, the culture, the art of the respective place. So is Deshnok is showcasing right here. PM will visit the Karni Mata temple. The people right there showcase their solidarity for the Operation Sindoor, for the armed forces, that how the central government and armed forces played a vital role for the country and gave a bigger message for terrorism. So when I talk to some of the people right in the Karni Mata temple and some people in the Deshnok, they were seem quite excited that PM is coming, and after the Operation Sindoor, after giving a bigger message to terrorism, this is the first time PM is holding a general rally, public rally, and that's an auspicious occasion in the Bikaner. So people in Bikaner are quite excited. They are feeling quite respected that PM choose Bikaner as the place to inaugurate 103 Amrit Bharat stations across the country and to hold.
All right, we'll try to connect with Lakshay Arya once again. But like he said, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, if you can hear us, Lakshay, there was some technical issue, but I'll ask you about Karni Mata temple. What is the historical significance of this temple? And if you could tell us the belief of Karni Mata temple.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I told you, it's a 16th century temple. The temple is also known as the Temple of Brass. This temple has a huge belief with the people across the Rajasthan, across the country, has a huge belief for the...
All right, so Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate 103 Amrit railway stations through video conference today. And indeed, like our correspondent was saying, it is in fact a landmark day for India's railway infrastructure. Still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar strengthens India-Denmark ties in Copenhagen, highlights cooperation and anti-terror solidarity. Dust storm, heavy rains bring sudden weather shift in Delhi NCR. IMD warns of cyclonic development over Arabian Sea. An Asiatic lion population in Gujarat soars, marking 32% rise since 2020 in major conservation win. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is in Copenhagen, where he met Minister for Industry, Business and Financial Affairs Morten Botskov. The two leaders discussed deepening existing areas of cooperation and exploring new possibilities. He also met with Speaker of the Parliament of Denmark, Søren Gade, and appreciated his solidarity as India resolutely combats terrorism. Dr. Jaishankar said India values great sustained support for building relations between the two countries. The External Affairs Minister also met his Danish counterpart Lars Løkke Rasmussen in Copenhagen. The External Affairs Minister said Denmark's strong solidarity and support on combating terrorism has been truly commendable. He added that the wide-ranging conversation on bilateral ties and global issues testifies to the strength of our relationship. Dr. Jaishankar also met with the Indian community representatives in Copenhagen. He said diaspora hold the Indian flag high in Denmark and shape our positive image in this country. Moving on, after persistent summer heat and high humidity over the past few days, a massive dust storm signaled a sudden change in Delhi NCR on Wednesday. The weather department issued a red alert in several districts with predictions of light to moderate rain accompanied with thunderstorm, dust storms and gusty winds. But as skies became overcast, heavy rain lashed several parts of the city, while some areas also experienced hailstorms. Flight operations were impacted at the Delhi airport due to heavy rains and thunderstorms. This comes after parts of Punjab and Chandigarh experienced similar weather conditions with thunder showers and hailstorms in many areas. It comes as a relief to Delhi NCR residents after days of discomfort due to rising mercury and high levels of humidity. And the India Met Department said that a low pressure area forming over the east central Arabian Sea of the North Karnataka Goa coast is likely to move northwards and intensify further into a depression during the subsequent 36 hours. The developing depression could potentially evolve into a cyclonic storm depending on the atmospheric and oceanic conditions in the coming days. Several parts of Maharashtra will continue to witness heavy rainfall with thunder and gusty winds till May 24. In northwest India, another upper air cyclonic circulation existed at lower levels over Punjab and the surrounding region. An east-west trough extended from the system to eastern Bangladesh and another circulation was observed over central Assam. This could contribute to potential rainfall and thunderstorm activity in India's northeastern states. Alright, so after persistent summer heat, so it was in fact a respite for the people of Delhi NCR, that a massive dust storm including heavy rainfall that signaled a sudden change in Delhi NCR on Wednesday. We'll go across to DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya. He's joining us live from Delhi. Tapas, last evening was in fact scary in the national capital, and the weather swung dramatically from intense heat to dust storms and heavy rain, and there were blackouts, flight interruptions. Delhi Metro also halted for some time. Hope people are safe in the national capital.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In the morning yesterday, I remember I was talking about the fact that there is a possibility of rain and thunder shower, and everybody by daytime was asking me, where is that going to come from? Because it was hot, it's sultry, it was quite humid, and I was actually questioning myself whether I've given a proper prediction or not. By the time it was evening and I was out, and I was like, okay, everything is fine. Yeah. And we saw the whole, it was pouring like cats and dogs, and more importantly, the wind. It was, you can't even imagine with which the speed the wind was blowing. It was almost 70 km/h at many places. In fact, it's a record that some places like Saptajang and Palo, where the last time this kind of thing happened was way back in 2000 and 2010. So in many ways, Delhiites suddenly were happy, but obviously we saw many of the arterial roads clogged. There were trees broken. We even saw in ITO and near the bridge that huge hoarding came down. So all these things happened, although it brought the temperature down. For today, Delhiites will be hoping for more rain, but we believe that it is expected to stay hot. It is expected the temperature is expected to rise, but there will not be any heat wave condition. The temperature is expected to be in the moderate range. Today and tomorrow also, we believe that the temperature is expected to again rise. So for next 2 days, the chances of rainfall is less. Obviously, it can happen because of the situation that is currently prevailing, but the heat is expected to prevail in the next 2 days. Again, on 24th, there is a prediction of more thunder shower and thunderstorm and rainfall activity on 24th. So that's the thing with Delhi. Mainly it's happening because of the western disturbance and the anomaly that's coming through from the easterly winds originating from the Bay of Bengal. That both the systems, when it's converging together, is creating this kind of weather pattern. So that is from Delhi. Down south, there will still be rainfall activity. We were told that the whole west coast will again see a massive rainfall activity in today as well as tomorrow. Although the intensity will be lower, but as you rightly mentioned, there is a cyclonic circulation that is currently developing. It will develop into a deep depression in the next 24 hours. So once that happens, there will be more rainfall activity, and as well as the advent of monsoon over Kerala in the next 48 hours is expected to also play a major role in providing rainfall as well as thunderstorm in down south, especially in Kerala as well as in the Konkan areas.
All right, Tapas, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for getting us the weather updates. Now, Gujarat roars with pride as the latest Asiatic lion census records 891 lions, a 32% rise since 2020, conducted across 35,000 square kilometer. The survey highlights growing populations in Amreli and new satellite areas like Barda Sanctuary, a major boost for Project Lion and India's wildlife conservation efforts.
The 16th population estimation of Asiatic lions has been officially announced by Chief Minister of Gujarat on 21st May, and the numbers are roaring. Gujarat is now home to 891 lions, marking a remarkable 32.19% increase since 2020 and a 70% rise over the last decade. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the efforts being made under Project Lion, which are ensuring the protection of lions in Gujarat, along with providing them a favourable environment. The census conducted from May 10th to 13th covered 35,000 square kilometres across 11 districts using the direct beat verification method. Over 3,800 personnel, including forest officials, NGOs and locals participated in this mega exercise.
16वीं जो शेरों की गिनती हुई उसकी शुरुआत तो हम लोगों ने मार्च में कर दिया था और उसके लिए काफ़ी तैयारी किया और फिर 10 मई से लेकर 13 मई तक पूरी स्टाफ और बहुत सारे जो वॉलंटियर्स थे प्लस गांव के लोग थे उन्होंने मिलके गिनती में भाग लिया। जो पिछली गिनती थी उसके मुकाबले 32.19% ज़्यादा उसकी संख्या हम लोगों को मिली है।
The lion population includes 196 adult males, 330 adult females, 140 sub-adults and 225 cubs. Amreli district leads with 339 lions, while satellite populations like Savarkundala Lilia and Barda Sanctuary show promising growth. Lions were recorded at 358 locations, with over 44% spotted in non-forested areas, highlighting expanding territories. Thanks to robust conservation efforts under Project Lion, Gujarat has successfully created a second home for lions within the state, securing the future of this majestic species. Taposh Bhattacharya's report for DD India.
And moving on to some other updates, even as calls for direct peace talks grow louder, tensions between Russia and Ukraine show no signs of easing. Kremlin has dismissed accusations of stalling talks, while new sanctions further target Moscow's economy. Meanwhile, President Putin makes a rare visit to the contested Kursk region amid rising military activity. Here's more in this report.
Efforts for direct talks between Ukraine and Russia are on, with US President Donald Trump issuing a warning to both parties as Vatican is being proposed as a venue for negotiations. Meanwhile, amidst allegations of Russia not going ahead with ceasefire discussion, Kremlin has rejected accusations of stalling the Ukraine peace talks, stating it will outline conditions but has not provided a timeline on its plans. Also, Kremlin refused to confirm its agreement for Vatican as a venue for the talks.
So far, no decision has been made on the location of further negotiations. Of course, this decision is made by all interested parties. There has been no such decision yet, but we, of course, traditionally welcome the readiness and efforts of all those countries that want to contribute to a speedy settlement.
Both countries, however, continue to accuse each other of launching drone and missile strikes against each other. Meanwhile, amid these developments, Russian President Vladimir Putin visited the western Kursk region for the first time since Russian forces expelled Ukrainian troops from the area last month. During Tuesday's visit, he met with volunteer organizations and toured the Kursk's second nuclear power plant.
The situation in frontier zone remains difficult even after the liberation from enemy. We also talked about it with Alexander Yevsevich, but you know it better than anybody else. In general, all the Kursk region faced in some ways the problems which are typical for frontier zone. Everybody, including those who lives in Kursk city, faced these problems and hit now a rough patch.
Meanwhile, a Russian missile strike on a military training ground in Ukraine's northeastern Sumy region has killed 6 soldiers and injured at least 10 others, according to Ukraine's National Guard. The attack targeted a site used by Ukrainian special forces during a training exercise. As tensions remain high, both sides are bracing for further escalations on and off the battlefield. Diplomatic efforts continue, but a clear path to peace remains elusive. Bureau Report, DD India.
All right, news just coming in. Encounter has started between terrorists and security forces in Kishtwar, Jammu and Kashmir. Encounter in Singhpura area of Chatru. And as per sources, 1 army person injured and firing is still going on. So this is the breaking news that encounter started in Jammu and Kashmir, Kishtwar, and the firing is still going on. And the intelligence-based operation by a joint team of security forces comes a week after 3 terrorists were eliminated on anti-terror operations in South Kashmir. And those encounters took place in the Keller area of Shopia and another area of Tral in Pulwama on Tuesday and Thursday last week. And the encounters come as security forces turn their focus to certain South Kashmir areas in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack on April 22nd, in which 26 civilians were killed. So news just coming in, encounter started between terrorists and security forces in Kishtwar, Jammu and Kashmir. Encounter in Singhpura area of Chatru, and as per sources, 1 army person injured and the encounter is still underway. The firing is still going on. Osai, we will get you latest updates on that. About the terrorists. How many terrorists have been trapped? But what we can tell you now is that, as per sources, one army person has been injured, and the encounter is still underway. Encounter has broken out in Jammu and Kashmir's Kishtwar early on Thursday. The intelligence-based operation by a joint team of security forces comes a week after 3 terrorists were killed, eliminated on anti-terror operations in South Kashmir. And the encounters took place in the Keller area of Shopia and another area of Tral in Pulwama on Tuesday and Thursday last week, respectively. And the encounters come as security forces turn their focus to South Kashmir areas in the wake of Pahalgam terror attack last month on April 22nd, in which 26 civilians were shot dead. Among the action against terror is also the demolition of houses of terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. So, encounter still underway between terrorists and security forces in the Kishtwar area of Jammu and Kashmir. All right, DD India's Kailash Nath is joining us live from Jammu and Kashmir. He has more information on this. Kailash, what information you can give us?
Yes, Abhishek, thank you. I am reporting to you live from Singpora area of Chhatro in Jammu and Kashmir, Kishtwar, where a major encounter has just erupted between security forces and terrorists. According to an official source, 3 and 4 terrorists are currently believed to be trapped in this area. The operation began early today in the morning after a specific input. All exit and entry point of the area sealed by security forces.
All right, Kailash, also any information on the terrorists that have been trapped or killed?
No, yet not any information come out from the area, but it believed that 2 and 3 Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists trapped in this area by security forces after a specific inputs. And more security forces rushed toward the encounter side.
And also, Kailash, is the encounter still underway? This is what you're saying?
Yes, the encounter and search operation both continue in the area upper reach of the Chhat roads, especially in Singpora area where encounter start today morning around 6:40 after a specific input, and it believes that 2 and 3 Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists trapped by the security forces.
All right, 2 or 3 Hizbul Mujahideen terrorists, like our correspondent is also saying, that encounter is still underway and started early morning between terrorists and security forces in Kishtwar area in Jammu and Kashmir. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs, Kailash. All right, we are slipping into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching DD India News Hour. back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Recap of our top stories. Members of Parliament carry strong message of zero tolerance against terrorism as India begins its diplomatic outreach on Operation Sindoor. First two delegations of the 7 arrive in Japan and UAE. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to virtually inaugurate 103 Amrit railway stations. Redeveloped Amrit stations across India will boost comfort, connectivity and celebrate our glorious culture. US President Donald Trump seeks explanation from South Africa's Ramaphosa over white genocide claims. Ramaphosa denies that his country confiscates land from white farmers. Fifth round of US-Iran nuclear talks set for Friday in Rome. Iran insists it won't stop enriching uranium. Tottenham Hotspur wins first trophy in 17 years by beating Manchester United 1-0 in Europa League finals. Israel allowed 108 trucks carrying flour, baby food and medical equipment into the Gaza Strip on Wednesday as UN officials reported that no aid had so far reached people in need. After an 11-week blockade on supplies entering Gaza, the Israeli military said a total of 98 aid trucks entered on May 19 and May 20th. But even those minimal supplies have not made it to Gaza's kitchens, markets and hospitals. The blockade has left Gazans in an increasingly desperate struggle for survival despite growing international and domestic pressure on Israel's government. UN officials said security issues had prevented the aid from moving out of the logistics hub at the Kerem Shalom crossing point, but late on Wednesday. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel would be open to a temporary ceasefire to enable the return of hostages, but otherwise, he said, it would press ahead with the military campaign to gain total control of Gaza. And the United States and Iran are set to resume nuclear negotiations on May 23rd in Rome, marking the fifth round of talks mediated by Oman since April. Oman confirmed that the nuclear negotiations would continue, comes after days of Washington and Tehran expressing irreconcilable positions on Iranian uranium enrichment. Oman has long served as a mediator between them, facilitating quiet diplomacy amid tensions over Iran's nuclear program and regional security. US officials have said they want Iran not just to scale back its nuclear program, but also to stop enriching uranium altogether, a position that Tehran has said is a non-starter. Enrichment is the process of altering the uranium atom to create nuclear fuel. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei also said on Tuesday that his country does not need US permission to enrich uranium. Israel's military announced that it had downed a missile fired from Yemen, from where Houthi rebels have regularly launched attacks they say are in response to Israel's offensive in Gaza. The Iran-backed Houthis have regularly fired missiles and drones at Israel since the Gaza conflict broke out in October 2023 following a Hamas attack on Israel. The Houthis paused their attacks during a 2-month ceasefire in the conflict that ended in March but resumed them after Israel restarted its campaign in the besieged territory. The rebels warned on Monday they would impose a naval blockade on the Israeli port of Haifa after the country's military intensified its offensive in Gaza. US President Donald Trump has confronted South African President Cyril Ramaphosa with video over discredited claims of a white genocide in South Africa. Trump ambushed Ramaphosa by playing him a video that he claims proves genocide is being committed against white people, driving farmers to flee to the United States. Trump had staff play a video consisting mostly of years-old clips of inflammatory speeches by some South African politicians that have been circulating on social media. Ramaphosa tried to rebuff the assertions but was frequently interrupted by Trump, who repeated the claims. Responding to the footage, Ramaphosa says the chants don't represent government policy. Now, Canada has confirmed that it is looking at potential investments in US. President Donald Trump's proposed $175 billion Golden Dome missile defense shield. Trump said on Tuesday he had selected a design for the project and named a Space Force general to head the program, which is aimed at blocking threats from China and Russia. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney said on Wednesday that he had discussed the concept of Golden Dome a couple of times with the president, but he declined to say how much Canada might spend if it decided to take part in the Dome project.
I'll say the following about the situation with air defense or ballistic missile defense, intercontinental ballistic missile defense, broader defense against, including potential missiles that in the not too distant future could come from space. It's one of the reasons why we made the commitment back in March for the over-the-horizon radar, the first phase of the over-horizon radar system, and that was an independent decision that we took. We are conscious that we have an ability, if we so choose, to complete the Golden Dome with investments and partnership. And it's something that we are looking at and something that has been discussed at a high level, but I'm not sure one negotiates on this. These are military decisions. Safe.
Amid all the talks about Golden Dome, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth met billionaire Elon Musk and other members of the ex-AI team at the Pentagon on Wednesday. This is the second known time these two close ally of President Trump has visited the department's headquarters. A Pentagon statement said that Department of Defense is committed to engaging with AI industry CEOs to ensure our warfighters are equipped to face 21st century threats. Musk businesses Starlink and SpaceX already have a number of Pentagon contracts. Trump's planned Golden Dome missile defense shield, which would require hundreds of sensors and other satellites to keep watch for incoming ballistic missiles, would be a natural fit for SpaceX and its Starlink unit. The U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson said he would bring President Trump's tax and spending bill for a vote as soon as today. After meeting with Trump and the holdouts at the White House, Johnson told reporters the House would vote on the bill on Wednesday night or Thursday. House Republicans released revisions to the bill meant to address some of their caucus's complaints. The changes include imposing work requirements for the Medicaid program at the end of 2026. The bill would extend Trump's signature 2017 tax cuts, create new tax breaks for tipped income and auto loans, and end many green energy subsidies and boost spending on the military and immigration enforcement. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that the United States would sanction 4 Cuban judicial officials for their role in the detention of a political dissident in 2020. 3 judges and a prosecutor, Rubio said, would be prohibited from entering the United States for what the U.S. called a gross violation of human rights in the case of Cuban dissident Luis Robles. Robles was arrested while protesting in the capital Havana in December of 2020. He was charged with disobedience and enemy propaganda, according to his family and rights groups. Robles was released from jail in January, among the first of more than 500 prisoners Cuba liberated this year, following a Biden administration deal brokered by the Vatican. And after U.S. left the fate of Afghanistan in the hands of Taliban in 2022, now it is reviewing whether to designate the Taliban as a foreign terrorist organization. It was stated by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who was testifying before the House Appropriations Committee's Subcommittee on State, Foreign Operations and Related Programs.
Well, I believe that classification is now once again under review. As you know, we've had some success over the last few weeks in getting some Americans that were detained released. But we'll have some decisions to make. That designation ultimately will be based on a holistic approach to what we think our future policy is going to be with regards to Afghanistan. We're clearly aware of who they are and what they've done in the past. We'd like to see more cooperation from them on Al-Qaeda and other elements in the country that we'd like to see targeted. So I think that's part of a tool set the president has as leverage to increase cooperation on their part.
And the U.S. has accepted a plane intended for the Air Force One fleet from Qatar, a gift that has sparked criticism, including from some of President Trump's biggest supporters. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth accepted $400 million Boeing-made jet and has tasked the U.S. Air Force to figure out how to quickly upgrade it for use as U.S. President Donald Trump's official plane. The plane will need to be modified before it can be used as part of Air Force One, the President's official mode of air transport. The plane is a gift from the Qatari royal family and is estimated to be worth $400 million. The White House says that the new plane will be transferred to Trump's presidential library at the end of his term. A serious accident occurred on Wednesday during the launch of a new North Korean warship while leader Kim Jong-un was attending the event. State media KCNA reported that Kim Jong-un condemned the act, calling it a criminal act that could not be tolerated. Kim witnessed the failed launch of the 5,000-ton destroyer. He associated the accident as caused by carelessness that tarnished the country's dignity. He later ordered the ship to be restored before a key ruling party meeting in June. KCNA said the incident at the eastern port of Chongjin was caused by a loss of balance while the vessel was being launched, and it said sections of the bottom of the warship were crushed, but it did not give more details of damage sustained. Well, still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. Wall Street stocks tumble as worries mount about U.S. debt. Indian shooter Kanak clinches gold medal at the Junior World Cup in Germany. And Pranita Subhash joins all-women panel at Cannes, champions India as a global powerhouse. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Nepal's economist Dr. Bishwanath Paudel took oath as the new governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank on Thursday. The 18th governor of the Central Bank of Nepal was appointed by the government following a cabinet meeting held on Tuesday. His appointment came upon the recommendation of a three-member selection committee led by Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Bishnu Prasar Paudel. With extensive experience in economic and monetary affairs, Dr. Paudel is expected to play a key role in steering Nepal's central banking institution, particularly amid ongoing challenges in the national economy and financial sector. Paudel was earlier the Vice Chairman of the National Planning Commission. Now, Wall Street's main indexes opened lower on Wednesday as investors awaited the outcome of a pivotal debate around U.S. President Donald Trump's tax cut bill. All three major Wall Street indexes closed with their biggest daily losses in a month. Small cap stocks also fell sharply, with the Russell 2000 index opens new tab, posting its biggest daily loss since April 10. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 322.8 points. The S&P 500 fell 30.3 points, while the Nasdaq Composite dropped 139.8 points at the opening bell. 10 of the 11 S&P 500 sectors fell, led by real estate, healthcare, financials, utilities, consumer discretionary and technology equities. Communication services stocks gained. All right, sports updates now. We'll start with soccer. Brennan Johnson's winner helped Tottenham Hotspur in 17-year trophy drought with a 1-0 win over Manchester United in the Europa League final in Bilbao. Johnson scored in the 42nd minute when United's defence crumbled. It was Spurs' first silverware since the 2008 League Cup and the first European trophy since 1984. This is the fourth time they had beaten United this season. Spurs will play in next season's Champions League, while failing to qualify for it is a severe financial setback for Manchester United. It was a match between teams languishing in 16th and 17th place respectively after their dismal Premier League campaigns. An Indian shooter, Kanak, won the women's 10-meter air pistol event at the Junior World Cup in Suhl city of Germany to pick up country's first gold medal in the competition. The 17-year-old Indian shooter secured 239 points in the final to beat Anna Dulce of Moldova by 1.7 points, while Chinese Taipei's Chen Yangqing won the bronze medal. 19-year-old Dulce is a two-time Olympian and reigning European champion. Meanwhile, India drew a blank in the men's 10-meter air pistol event, with Chirag Sharma narrowly missing the podium. He finished fourth in the final with 197.6 points. India sent a 57-member contingent to Germany. Cricket now. Suryakumar Yadav's unbeaten 73 and a late blitz by Naman Dheer powered Mumbai Indians into the Indian Premier League playoffs with a 59-run win over Delhi Capitals. Mumbai posted 180 runs for the loss of 5 wickets and then bowled out the opposition for 121 in Mumbai. Spinner Mitchell Santner and pace bowler Jasprit Bumrah took 3 wickets each. 5-time champions Mumbai have joined Gujarat Titans, Royal Challengers Bengaluru and Punjab Kings as the top 4 teams. They will battle in the playoffs starting May 29th. Mumbai turned around their fortunes midway through the season. They started with 4 losses in their first 5 matches. Now they have 7 victories in their last 8 outings with 1 more game to play. Now updates from Cannes 2025. India's vibrant presence at the Cannes Film Festival continues to make headlines, and this time it's not just about cinema. At the Bharat Pavilion, actress Pranita Subhash joined a distinguished all-women panel titled Make India a Global Powerhouse. In an exclusive conversation with DD India, Pranita shared her thoughts on India's growing global influence and her own debut at Cannes. Here's more from that inspiring exchange.
We are at the 78th Cannes Film Festival and I'm joined by lovely Pranita Subhash. Welcome to DD India. You made your Cannes debut this year. How is it feeling and how is it feel to at the Cannes this year?
It's always been a dream to be at the Cannes Film Festival at such a lovely platform, and especially our discussion at the India Pavilion was very, very relevant. It's about how India will be, what are the great strategies that we can come up with to take Indian cinema globally.
Indian films are really making their presence felt not at Cannes, at all the film festivals around the world. How do you feel that now we have no regional cinema, there's only Indian cinema which is emerging, and you have been part of that, and how it's feeling to be at the global stage, the cinema, the Indian cinema?
Cinema is breaking language barriers, and whether it's regional cinema, whether it's Hindi cinema, people are watching films for its story, for the acting, for everything else but the language, and that's the beauty of it. I think if we've been able to break that language barrier.
You have been balancing your family, your personal life and your career so well. So tell us about that. How is post-motherhood, you're coming back to big screen and getting up for that, and also any favorite at Cannes you like to watch?
Thank you so much, because I think the biggest compliment for a mom is that you're balancing your career and being a mom, of course. And I think that I'm really looking forward to my comeback film as well. So after my daughter, I did make my debut in Malayalam cinema with Dilip sir. It was the role of a cop and very, very interesting.
We are also waiting for your comeback. That is Pranita Subhash making her debut at the Cannes Film Festival, and we're waiting her to see her back at the silver screen again. With camera person Sumit, this is Jaya Sinha for DD India from Cannes Film Festival.
And as adventure tourism, sports tourism and nature trek is popular among youth, this year 395 climbers have ascended the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest, so far this spring. While more than Rs 770 million has been collected from mountaineering royalty during the spring season this year, more than 45,000 foreign tourists visited the Annapurna Conservation Area project in Nepal. Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India News Hour, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.